Believe me, I get it. Creating a high amount of high-quality content on a regular basis is hard. But the traffic, subscribers, and eventual sales you get from it make creating content a necessity for most businesses. There are a few ways to make it easier to produce whatever level of content you're trying to. Raise your budget, hire writers, devote more time to it, write faster. The first two are often out of your control or not possible at this time. The third one, however, is almost always possible. If you haven't tried to optimize your writing habits, consider doing it now. It's possible to double your productivity after some tweaks. Imagine being able to produce an article in half the time it currently takes you. Hopefully, by the end of this video, you'll have picked up a few tips that you can apply right away to significantly decrease the amount of time you spend creating content. 1. Narrate, then write. Everyone is different, but most people can talk significantly faster than they can type. I'm talking 3 to 4 times as fast. On top of that speed difference, consider how often you pause in the middle of writing because you lost your train of thought. Then you have to take 10 seconds to figure out where you were headed and repeat that process every so often. With speaking, there are no delays other than the speed of your thought. What I'm advocating here is to speak general thoughts about your topic. If you can go through it in a general order, that's even better. Record the audio on any free recorder app on your phone, or use an online app. Then, when you've said all of your thoughts on your topic, type up your recordings. They don't have to make perfect sense yet. Just write them down, and organize them into appropriate sections. Once you're done, you can do a thorough edit and fill in any gaps that are left. I suggest trying this out a few times, and if you like it, keep using it. An added bonus, writing becomes much easier. When you simply write your content, you're always thinking about the length, overall quality, vocabulary, and so on. On top of that, you're thinking about what to write next. It's exhausting. When you narrate beforehand, you can solely focus on ideas and concepts. Then, you can focus on everything else as you're editing. It makes writing much less intense and more enjoyable. You can make this faster with tools. If you adopt this process, it should bring down your writing time by a bit and make it more fun. However, if you're really looking to minimize your writing time, a few tools can greatly speed up your writing time further. First, consider hiring a virtual assistant, transcriptionist, to type up your narrations. Once you train them, it will save you a considerable amount of time for a small cost. Next, you could also use more advanced narration tools to record your thoughts directly in a Word document. 2. Limit your time according to Parkinson's law. Work expands so as to fill the time available for its completion. Even if you haven't heard of it, I bet you've noticed it before. When you have a week to write a post, it usually takes a week. You take extra time doing each part, not hurrying to finish early. When you need to have a post finished tomorrow, you get right on it in the morning and focus like a laser. You have no choice but to work as hard as you can. Now that you understand the law, you should apply it to your writing process. Most marketers like to give plenty of extra time in case they can't finish a post in time. What I advise you to do, and what I do myself, is to limit your time to the lowest amount you think is realistic without rushing the post. For example, if I think a post can be done in a day, that's how long I allot for it. The other side of this is that it's a good idea to plan in advance and have a few extra posts ready to go. If you do underestimate the time a post will take, which does happen, you want to have those backups ready to go. 3. Start at the end, and work backwards. Writer's block affects everyone, even us non-fiction content marketers. You stare at a blank or mostly blank page, trying to think of something to write. This is clearly a huge waste of time. Consider that the average typing speed is about 40 words per minute. You might even be able to beat that. If you could simply type for an hour straight, at 80% of that speed, you'd crank out 1,920 words per hour. Be honest, do you even come close to that when you're actually creating content? If you do, you probably don't need this post. This dead time is the main reason for this drastic difference in theory versus reality. The main cause of writer's block. There are many reasons that could cause you to pause while writing, but the most common is trying to think ahead. You try to consider what you should write next and whether that will make sense when you'll get to the later parts of your post. Sometimes, you just stare at a blank screen because there are too many possibilities, which overwhelms you. You can eliminate this by taking the opposite approach. Instead of wondering what you should write at the moment, you should ask yourself, what is the point of this post? Once you know that, work backwards, and create a very basic outline that supports your central points. This takes 5 to 10 minutes up front but can save you a ton of time, especially with long posts. 4. Make typing automatic. I told you above that the average typing speed is 40 words per minute. Honestly, it's not too difficult to push that to above 60 words per minute. Doing that alone will decrease your writing time by up to 50%, probably more like 20% due to other distractions. That's a huge amount. If you're already a really good typist, just move on to the next section. But I know that a lot of my readers know multiple languages, and some might not have grown up with computers, which makes it difficult. Remember, typing is a skill. Like all skills, it can be improved with a bit of practice. And if you currently have to think about where keys are on the keyboard, taking the time to make typing an unconscious habit will pay off greatly. 5. Take breaks. Yes, seriously. It's extremely counterintuitive, but taking breaks usually makes us more productive. Studies have shown that even short breaks of a few minutes can improve productivity by over 10%. Breaks don't need to be long, but a few minutes every 30 to 60 minutes is a good idea. You should know how much time it takes before your concentration starts to wane. If you're not sure where to start, I highly recommend the Pomodoro technique. It's very simple. Set a timer for 25 minutes. Work until the timer finishes. Take a 5-minute break. Repeat steps 1 to 3 4 times. After the fourth 30-minute period, take a long break, anywhere from 15 to 50 minutes, up to you.